Hello, my name is Brainybren and I'm back again for another base building Rust, and today I have a nice little group base for you guys. It's suitable for about 4 players, maybe a bit more if you're not too bothered about a squeeze. So this is a really tricky one. We've got tricky loot rooms, we've got a suicide bunker, a hidden TC. It's pretty much got everything, and you've got a shooting floor and roof access. So the raid cost, shortest route to TC is 1 stone wall, 1 metal wall, 1 armoured and a garage door, which equates to 92 satchels or 32 rockets or 16 C4, and that's if they take the right approach. Like I said, this is tricky base, so it's highly unlikely they would know or guess the shortest route to your TC, as there are lots of tricks in between there. So now that's all said and explained, the build cost is 30k stone, 29k metal and 163 HQ, with an upkeep of 7k stone, 4k metal and 40 HQ per day. So that's more than doable. You can easily get 24 hours in this thing. So now that's said and explained, let's just drop straight down to the front door and go in. We've got some standard triangle honeycomb at the front just to stop the door raiders trying it in, and if you want to set this door up to open outwards to block that, then that's a good idea. If you've got access to armour, get armoured doors in here as well, because that always helps. So now let's progress through. We've just got a little shotgun trap point to stop anybody coming through, and then this leads us into our main atrium bit, which is segmented by garage doors, which I've left open for the video. So now we've got a nice little run around your centre. As you can see, you've got an armoured court, which if a raider got through here, they're going to try to avoid that really. They're going to either want to go down or go around some way. We'll see. I'll try it out and let you know how I get on. So now you've got your research table around here, you've got this, and you've got a little furnace point, and the magic all happens at this box here. At the end of the night, you bring all your good loot down, all your explosives, all your HQ, everything you don't want to lose, and you deposit it in this box here. And then you F1 kill, and you spawn in down here. And this is your suicide bunker. You can open this door here and access that box, close that door up. You've got a couple of boxes behind there, we've got a box down here, we've got a box here, and your TC is nice and safe behind that. And then if you look up, we've got 3 large wooden boxes and a small wooden box there, so there's plenty of storage in this thing, plus you've got your TC there, so you dump all your resources in that and you can put your window frames in here as you're doing it. So now let's no clip back up to the atrium, and now the idea behind this is a raider sees armoured and they don't want to go through armoured, they're going to try to go round. So maybe from a raider's point of view you might think, oh, his TC is going to be behind here, 2 doors to TC, blow this door, good luck with that, have fun. So now that's shown, let's open this ladder hatch up and we go up to the next floor. And this is your loot room floor, and now you'll see what I mean about tricky loot rooms. So this is just a standard loot room, just your box standard one, but like I said, at the end of the night you're going to remove all your good stuff downstairs. So if a raider did ever get in here, they're just going to waste C4 and explosive blowing this up to get nothing really. So that's your standard one. If you look around here, here are your non-standard ones. I'm just going to use no clip instead of removing window panes. So no clip through here, you will find an auto turret. Then if you no clip through the next one, you will find an auto turret on the bottom and a shotgun trap on the top. You can put an auto turret on the top, but it's a bit iffy with it shooting through as it seems to hit the top of the window frame. You're better off with shotgun trap. So that's 2 layers to get to that, or they've got to take one of these and then go through here like so. So now that's shown, that is just pretty much all there is to your loot room floor. It's identical around this side as well, just with shotgun trap and an auto turret. So now that's shown, let's head back round to the ladder hatch, and this will take us up to our shooting floor. The shooting floor is fairly basic and it's however you want it set up. I've set it up like so because I really like these, as they give you a really nice line of sight, and as you can see it avoids getting headshot rather than standing at a window, but it's your personal preference. So we've just got that all the way around, it's pretty much symmetrical and identical. Then on the inside we've got a couple of lockers, a respawn point and a little loot room just for some weapons, meds and whatever you're going to need when you're fighting the heli or defending from a raid. So now we go up to the roof, and this is your weak point, so we've strengthened it with a slanty roof over it, and then there's a floor tile on top. So to get to this ladder hatch you can either come 2 metal walls from the side, 2 floor tiles from the top, or you can go through some mega door honeycomb 8s. So let's close this up, and as you can see it's 3 doors to get out. If they go this route it probably would be a bit cheaper than the sheet metal route, but still we're holding them up and we're making them use more resources to get into your base. So now we open up the last door. This takes you onto your roof access. The roof is really up to you how you want to do it. You can put barricades around it, low walls, half walls, whatever you want and need, and whatever you like. So now that's base tour and explained, let's get right into the build. First start by placing a low square foundation like so, and then add 4 low triangle foundations like so. Then off to the clockwise side of each of these triangles, place a high triangle, just like so. And then on the anti-clockwise side, place a high square. Then off your front and back, place 2 square foundations off the centre triangle, like so. Then add 3 triangles next to them 2 squares just placed. So 1 there and then 2 this side, and do the same round here. So now we're going to strengthen up the sides. We're going to add a triangle off your square, like so. Then we're going to add a square. Add 2 triangles in between the squares. Voila, that's your floor plan. Okay, so this is where it gets a little tricky. So your low foundations here, upgrade onto stone. Like so. Now you need to place a half wall here and upgrade this to stone. Probably rotate it in case of it soft siding. And then now we're going to jump up and we're going to add a floor frame. Exactly like so. Then we're going to add a doorway this side. Then on top of these connected from that floor frame, we're going to add 2 floor tiles, exactly like so. And then over here, we're going to place our TC in this triangle. So let's get it in nice and snug. That'll do. And then we're going to place a window in front of it. Upgrade your window to metal, upgrade your floor frame to stone, and then upgrade anything, these 2 floor tiles here, to stone. Or 3 should I say, sorry. Done. Okay, so I can already hear them salty fuckers in the comments saying, oh, pick foundations. Upgrade the outers to metal. Like so. Upgrade the rest to stone. Okay, so this is where we start using a bit of HQ. If you don't want to use HQ, don't use it. Just don't start bitching about it in the comments. Just don't use it. Use metal instead. Add walls, like so. And then add a half wall on top of your door frame. Then you need to upgrade all this to armoured. It will be clear very soon, don't worry. Not demolish. Okay, so now for the top of your TC, we're just going to upgrade this to metal, as this will act as some storage space later on in the build. And another thing we can do is we can place a floor tile on either of these, so you can place a box up there and access it. So let's place one of them and upgrade it to metal. So that gives you a full length floor like so, and you've got room for a couple of boxes up there that you can jump access. Okay, let's add some front doors on this bad boy. So add front door here, and then add 3 more, and then finally add a 4th. If you don't want to use doorways, you want to use garage doors, do it, mix them up. So once you've done that, upgrade them to stone. Okay, now we're going to add some walls around the outside. Right, there we go. Right, now we're going to upgrade these to stone. Now, before all you guys start getting triggered in the comments and saying that, oh, so and so on metal foundations, the reason for this is because I don't want people to pick my foundations and come in here. And why would anybody pick a foundation when you have a lower grade on top of it? This is on purpose. So let's upgrade these to stone. So on your outer metal foundations, you want to add some honeycomb, like so. This centre wall really doesn't matter, so place it whichever way you want. But we don't want it to be on the stone foundations, not yet. We're only placing it on the metal, nothing connected to stone. So we want that facing that way, we want that facing that way. And there we go. Now we're going to upgrade these to stone as well. And that's that done. So see the outline of your stone foundations. We're now going to place walls around that like so. And now we're going to upgrade these to metal. So when these people have taken the route I want, going through the stone, they end up hitting higher grade. What do I keep getting stuck on in this game? Right, that's your core done. Okay, so probably the most important step of the build, you need to get this done just after you've done this. So you come up to this armoured doorway and you rotate it like so. You see how it's nice and smooth this side? That's what we want. And then we're going to place a research table as central as it will allow us and as far back as it will allow us. So you might need to do a bit of jiggly left to right here. That looks pretty good. Now we're going to place a box underneath as far back as we can get it. Then we're going to check both sides, and as you can see, no one will ever know that there is a doorway behind there. Okay, so now if a raider got in here, they're going to be like, where is his TC? It's going to be behind this armour, but they're going to be deterred because they don't want to take armour, because that's just a raider's mentality. So what we're going to do is we're going to place a half wall just here. Then we're going to place a floor tile on top like so. Then we will delete that half wall and we will replace it with a doorway. Then we're going to upgrade these to stone. And what will happen is we're going to have a couple of turrets here, because if the raider comes in, they're going to be armoured, TC is behind here. Oh, maybe we can take two doors. They take this and the meter's an auto turret. Okay, now before we seal this top bit off, we need to place a bag down there so you can respawn in and move your loot down through this box as you've just seen. So just place as many bags as you need, how many ever there is in your group. As you can see, you've got an entire floor square here, so you should easily be able to fit 4 in. So there's 4, and you've got room for a bit of boxes here, a box under there, and we've got overhead storage, as I said. So now let's zip up, and we're going to add 2 floor tiles on top of this, and we are going to upgrade them to armoured, so there is no easy way to your cupboard. They have to take armoured or figure out this little door trick. Okay, so now for the outer ring, we're just going to put garage doors down. This kind of secures the base a little for the fact that a raider can't easily move around, but it leaves you the freedom of not being in a tin can. You can open up all your garage doors and have a nice little run round and a bit of space on your base. So now when you've added them, we're going to upgrade them to stone, because there's no point going any higher as it's the equivalent to a garage door. So there we go, can still sneak by there. Let's upgrade them, and that's that. Okay, now your ladder hatch position is kind of one of them. You can either go on the left or you can go on the right, but I think being on the right would, if anybody came down through your base, then they'd defo think your TC was through there. But I think there's more opportunities for tricking a raider if it's on the right, basically. So let's slap the floor frame in here, and only ever upgrade these to stone because there's no point going any higher. And then we're going to add floor tiles. Okay, so upgrade these to metal. I always get asked why I upgrade the floor tiles to metal. There are 2 reasons for this. One is because metal is so much cheaper and more efficient, even if you weigh in the wood costs to smelt it, and the fact that most bases, regardless of the design, they're weak from the top down. So having metal floors combats that. So we're nearly there, 1 more, done. Okay, so now add walls around the outside. Okay, so now that's done, excuse me, we're going to upgrade these to metal. Now for you trolls out there, before you start going, the reason for this is to negate the splash damage from rockets. So if you upgrade these to metal, like so, someone can't come in and splash 4 rockets just here and take down 4 walls. You are rendering the raiders' explosives slightly less effective, if that makes any sense. So that is why this level is going to be metal. Okay, so you remember your original square floor plan down the bottom? Add walls around that, like so. If it'll allow you. There we go. Done. So that's just a visual marker. Basically, everything on the outside of these inner walls is honeycomb. So we just want to add walls in here, however you see fit. Then upgrade all your outer walls to stone. Done. Then all your inner walls, upgrade them to metal. Okay, so now we are on your first floor centre, should I say, and this is where you really need to start thinking about your ladder hatch position and how you want your loot rooms to form. Now, if you stuck a ladder hatch over here, that would mean we could only have 2 loot rooms because you'd have to pass through the middle. But if we stick the ladder hatch just here, like so, that will allow us to have 3 accessible loot rooms. And what I mean by this is a loot room on all these 3 squares, which we can access around here, like so, from here or around there. If I put the ladder hatch in any other position, you wouldn't be able to do that. So let's just upgrade this to stone, and that's just a visual reference so we'll know where we're working. And we're going to set these up a little differently today. So we're going to place a metal wall here, rotate it, upgrade that to metal. Then we're going to place a half wall like so, and then we're going to place 2 floor tiles, a square and a triangle off this wall. Then we're going to delete the half wall, and then we're going to do the same on this one. So let's add a wall here to seal it off, upgrade that to metal and rotate it, and then you might not even have to add the half wall because it'll clip through the wall from the other side like so. So now do the same there. Now upgrade these to metal. So what these are basically going to be are trapped loot rooms, essentially. So now we've done that, we're going to add a window, not a doorway. Let's rotate that, let's add 2 windows here, and we're going to upgrade these to metal. Alright, now to make these mega aids to raid, we're going to do this. We're going to add another window this side, rotate it first, and upgrade that to metal. And then we're going to, is that the wrong way? Yes it is. Then we're going to add a window round this side, and we're going to upgrade that to metal as well. And make sure it's the right way. Right, now it's time for your central loot room, so we're going to add a wall here, which seals off that window. Then we're going to add a wall here, which seals off that one. Then we're going to add a floor tile in between, if you can find a clip point. And then we're going to upgrade these 3 to metal. Some crouching is required. Then we're going to add a window in front. So that is pretty much your weakest loot room, but it's also there just to protect your TC, which is below. So now on this floor, any available sockets that are left, fill them with garage doors just to make it mega aids to raid, and then upgrade them to stone. Oh, I fell. Okay, so we've already got a ladder hatch position mapped out, so we're just going to put some floor tiles in the gaps, then upgrade these to metal. Done. Okay, so now it's time for the shooting floor in your roof access. So now we need to really think about this. The way I want it to go down is I want access all the way around, but I don't want my interiors to be compromised. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to place 2 wall frames on the outside of each inner square, including the ladder hatch. So we do it like so. And then I'm going to connect this up with walls. And then I'm going to upgrade all this to stone. Okay, so now for your shooting floor. Its windows are really up to you. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to add a wall frame here on each one, and then I'm going to put a stone barricade in it and add a garage door, as I really like that on my bases. And then in the other 3 gaps I'm just going to add 3 windows like so. Done. Okay, upgrade these to stone. Done. Okay, then around your window areas we want to add some door frames, just in case anybody tries to breach here. We'll make it more difficult for them. And then we're going to upgrade these to stone. Okay, now for your interior, we're going to add a wall on each of these squares like so. And then we're going to upgrade all 4 to stone. Then add door frames on the outside of your centre. Okay, so these on the side make nice little respawn points, bag points, whatever you want from. So add 2 doorways there, and then add 2 more on the other side, like so. Upgrade to stone. Okay, now for roof access. Everybody seems to want it, but I don't like doing it, to be honest with you. I think it just makes you really weak having a ladder hatch on the roof of your base. But everybody seems to want roof access, so we are going to slap a ladder hatch bang in the centre. And we'll upgrade that to stone. Then we're going to add floor tiles. Upgrade to metal. Okay, so now the question is, how can I have roof access and not have a weak space? Well, there is a way. Right, I'm going to add 3 doorways exactly like so. Then we're going to upgrade them to stone. Then we're going to add a wall here, and we will upgrade that to metal. Then we're going to add a wall near the first doorway, and we will upgrade that to stone. Then we're going to add a roof, like so. You can do it, come on game. And then we're going to add 2 walls on either side. Then we will upgrade these to metal. Then we're going to add 2 walls on the outside, like so, and then we're going to upgrade these to metal. So you see what I did there. Now we're going to have floor tiles on top. So to get to your ladder hatch, he's got to take 2 metal either way. It's the only way it's going to do it, which ain't too bad. So now we have floor tiles on top, and if they came in through the doors, it would end up about the same. So we've just evened up the roof basically. And that is the base build done.